Hey, this is Andrew Brown from Exam Pro, and we are looking at autoscaling. So what is autoscaling? Well, in computing, autoscaling is when systems without manual intervention adjust capacity, the amount of CPU and RAM to meet the demand traffic from users by adding or removing resources commonly triggered by events. So for pod-based scaling, we have two things. We have the horizontal pod scaling. So that's the horizontal pod autoscaler, which is what we'll create when we create a manifest file, which adds more pods to meet the demands. And then we have vertical pod scaling. So the vertical pod autoscaler, which right-size pods for optimal CPU and memory resources. Then there is node-based or cluster-based scaling, depending on the way you want to call it. And so this is where we have the cluster auto scaling. And so its implementation, because this is more reliant on managed providers or things like that, the solution is kind of like third-party or integrated. So we have cluster autoscaler, and then we have Carpenter. And this will add or remove nodes based on the demand. And then there's the cluster API. So this is a declarative API and tooling to simplify provisioning, upgrading, and operating multiple Kubernetes clusters. The cluster API can be extended to support any infrastructure and bootstrap or control plane provider. So I don't know for sure if Cluster Autoscaler is using Cluster API. I think it is. I just can't remember. But my guess would be, maybe Carpenter and Autoscaler leverages Cluster API, but these are all kind of components that are involved here for the KCNA. We're not going to even notice Cluster Autoscaling. It's just really complicated. And vertical pod scaling, no, but horizontal pod autoscaler is easy to learn and use, and so we will do that one, okay?